Welcome back to the Squared Circle Psychobabble. Michael Valenti alongside Ralph Valenti. It's time now for our Shoot or Work segment where we take the weekly wrestling rumors and tell you if we like it or think it's going to happen. We say shoot. If not, we say work. Simple as that. Shoot or work. WWE was interested in buying Impact Wrestling.
I'm going to say work on that. I mean, what would they be purchasing it for? You know, it's not legitimate. Looking back at WCW when they had purchased WCW at the time, granted they were about to go out of business, they were on their last leg, but they were really just buying out their competition. I don't think WWE views TNA or Impact, whatever you want to call it, as legitimate competition currently. If they wanted anybody from the Impact roster, I'm sure they could have gotten them. They just had their champion, right? So Austin Aries left or got released, whatever the case was with him. He's their champion now. He's their top dog. He was just in the WWE and he was on like 205 Live and wrestling
Neville.
Yeah, Neville, and I just don't buy it. I don't know what they were meeting about. I guess we can continue to speculate until there's some legitimate truth that comes out of that, but I don't see them buying Impact. I don't see what it doesn't make any sense.
Well, if you remember the sale of WCW, excuse me, they basically bought out the library. That was that was the sale. I mean, they bought the WCW name, but in essence, they were just buying the video library. That's what they bought. That was the contract. Impact Wrestling, their video library is their value right now, if they're willing to sell and are going to sell, because those are all the great matches with AJ Styles and Kurt Angle, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe.
Yep.
There's some good Christian matches there. There's the Hardy Boys, everything that involved the broken gimmick, not the woken gimmick. So if Vince and WWE had full control of that video library and you put that on the network, that just adds more value to the WWE network.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
So I think there is some interest in Impact Wrestling and their video library. So I will say a shoot on this. Do I think WWE is actually going to buy it? I don't think so. I think what Don Callis and Ed Nordholm and everyone else that's involved in Impact Wrestling right now, they are trying to rebuild at least something in Impact Wrestling. Maybe not as a WWE competitor, but maybe just some alternative to WWE. And I think that's where everybody's going in the wrestling industry right now. Not necessarily competing with WWE, but just providing an alternative.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really can compete with WWE, especially with the recent numbers that came out that the WWE network doesn't even come close to New Japan Pro Wrestling. NJPW World doesn't compare to the WWE network.
No, not it. I just read a recent article, and I'm sure we can even post it up on and provide a link. But when comparing Ring of Honor and New Japan specifically, New Japan just had one of its best years ever, if not definitely its best year ever, as far as revenue is concerned and streaming and all of that. And it's not even close to what WWE does from a revenue standpoint, from a streaming standpoint. So as good as those other companies may be doing right now because of the resurgence of the independent scene, they still don't even come close.
Where does Mankind versus The Undertaker rank among the best Hell in a Cell matches?
Watch the video on the screen now to see what we think. And of course, click that logo to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us all over social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SCPB Podcast.